Hey guys, Coach Nino here with Dark Horse Sports. Want to talk to you a little bit more about back pain and especially anterior pelvic tilt or APT. So what that is if you think about your hips like a bowl, and we've talked about this in other videos, it's where the front of your hips, if we turn sideways you can see it, where your belly button is, your belt buckle is tilted forward. If you arch your back, stick your butt out, then that is anterior pelvic tilt. So the back of your hips, low back is up high, and the front, where your belt buckle is down low, right? So that can happen a lot when we're sitting down for long periods, our hamstrings and glutes are inactive, and then the hip flexors and quads are overactive and tight, and that can lead to low back issues. So to correct that, we can obviously stretch the quads and the hip flexors with a hip flexor stretch or a couch stretch, which we've done videos about that. And then we can also tighten the glutes in the posterior chain, or bring those hips right in the back, bring that down, and then by doing glute bridges and things to activate that. But now we can help that equation by also working on the core muscles and bringing that front of the bowl of the hips up, so that belt buckle belly button area up, to also neutralize those hips so that the spine can be, the vertebrae can be stacked on top of each other and not have an excessive arch in the low back. So this is what I like to call an APT crunch, or anterior pelvic tilt crunch. And really it's going to use time under tension to hold the hips in the correct area and work on the core, or what we might call the lower abs, in order to hold the hips in the correct spot, and then over time help with low back pain. So this is what it looks like. Okay, it's going to be a type of a crunch. But usually we think of crunch, think up and you go, that's your normal crunch. So this is not that type of crunch, but instead we're going to use the same positions that we've talked about in our other videos with the glute bridge, or where we talked about flattening the low back. And it's not that you're flattening, but you're getting a neutral spine. But in this case, we want to, instead of anterior pelvic tilt, we want to have a posterior pelvic tilt. So we want to really roll those hips and the belt buckle area, really roll it forward, like to our chin. Okay? So you get in that position and you really roll that in, hold it. And you're not like coming off the ground, but instead you're just rolling it as much as you can, and you're using your abs, and you want to hold this for like a good 10 seconds. That's going to be one rep. So holding it, relaxed, get into that position again. Really roll those hips forward, posterior pelvic tilt. Really engage it, hold it as hard as you can, for a good long second, 10 seconds. Keep it going. And again, each rep, relax and do that again. So now you want each rep to be very long, 10, 20 seconds, so that you have a lot of time under tension. And so you're teaching yourself to hold that normal or neutral spine, neutral hip for a long period of time, because that's what you're doing in your regular life. You want, instead of living in that anterior pelvic tilt where you're arching your low back, you want to live in a neutral spine. Then that's going to produce much less low back pain. And obviously that's not the only exercise you can do. you can do other exercises such as, reverse crunches, right? If you hold on to something here, roll forward, right? But that may be a little bit more advanced. So this anterior pelvic tilt crunch is going to be a lot easier. Almost everybody can do that right away, and it's going to teach you to hold, activate your core, really hold that neutral position, and really overflex almost that posterior pelvic tilt. Okay, so we talked in depth about how to fix anterior pelvic tilt. Let's do a quick walkthrough of this anterior pelvic tilt fixing workout. So first off, we're going to do a couch stretch. Stretch the hip flexors. Okay, this is a version of the hip flexor stretch, just a little bit more intense. You're going to roll forward, come back, really feel that right here. You can even squeeze the glute of the leg that you're stretching to get a more intense stretch. Hold that stretch. Again, 30, 60 seconds. You're going to do that for each side. Then we're going to come down here and we're going to do some glute bridges. Again, flatten the back, squeeze the glutes, bridge all the way up. You have a nice straight line. Hold. Again, flatten the back, squeeze the glutes. Like that. Then you're going to do the anterior pelvic tilt crunches that we just went over. Flatten the back, really tilt those hips up. Hold that for 10 seconds. 10 reps of those. And you'll do that for 3 rounds. So that is your anterior pelvic tilt fixing workout. Hope you find that informative. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to our channel. Share it with somebody who has low back pain. And thank you very much.